Over the year, the teams get a lot of weapons and upgrades. My favorite ones are the combining ones. The show comes up with a lot of unique connections. Some are bows and axes, some are mouths and swords. One comes with a quill pen, one is a giant RC car, others are game cards, dogs, satellites, bubblegum machine, you name it.
T-Rex Blaster, Super Mode.
This team weapon is the most colorful looking one. When you look at it, it doesn't scream strong, and it's not this giant piece of equipment. One person can fire it. I liked how the combination feels right, even though each weapon alone is very different. The Tyranno staff folds up, and the Triceratops shield forms the base. Then everything else connects on top of that, including Tommy and Trent's weapon. They didn't leave them out of the combo, which a lot of 6 Rangers or extra characters tend to do. Trent, being an artist, was the perfect way to connect the Drago Sword's functions into the story.
Quadra Blaster.
I really like the in-space weapons. They're one of the few seasons that have all kinds of sub-combos with their stuff. Their sidearms can split up into 2 weapons. Their solo weapons can combine with their sidearms. Then they have the Quadra Blaster, a combination of the team's weapon. It's really simple. Everything hooks up horizontally, point, and shoot. The only thing that the show lacked was a combination with Red's Spiral Saber and the Quadra Blaster. It was a weird decision. The Red Ranger is the leader, but has to work alone with his weapons. That hasn't been done since. And it fit really well in PR stories since Andros was treated as the outside alien to humans. Subtext.
RPM Enforcer.
You know, this one was weird why I like it. I'm more of a person that likes split between practical look and colorful / goofy look, but I just like how their weapons have 2 sub-modes between the 2 teams, then can combine into one giant pea shooter. It perfectly works with Dr. K's odd kid-like design traits that she likes to throw into her stuff. It doesn't cross any kind of bad look, and each Ranger can use their engine cell to charge up the zip shooter, including Gem and Gemma, so they can get some kind of interaction with it. It's funny how most of their weapons are easy to handle, but Flynn's weapon is this giant, oversized gun with instructions on how to use it. I wouldn't be surprised that Kay builds manuals into everything because she assumes people could be dumb.
Power Blaster.
I really love this weapon combo. I liked how the bow and sword fit together so well, while black, yellow, and blues are the ones that actually shoot the beams. You don't question what the sword does, it just feels right. I always would have liked to have seen some sub-combos with it, like have Zach or Kim combine and use that piece, or have Kim, Trini, and Billy's parts boost Kim's bow power. What I did hate, there was no combo with Green Ranger. It would have been so easy just to stick his dragon dagger on top of Red's sword, or even have the dagger be fired from Kim's bow as an energy blast. Something.
Thunderstorm Cannon.
Just like the RPM Enforcer, all the characters' weapons combine in a straight line. I like that the Win Team's weapons could be interchanged in different orders, and they give the weapon different finishers. It also kind of reminds you of the Quadra Blaster. I also really liked Shane's Hawk Blaster the most. It just looked like a huge hairdryer. Tori's, of course, made you think of Cassie's in-space weapon. It sucks that Cam couldn't combine with the others. I know his sword wouldn't make sense, but the Lightning Rift Blaster did have a gun mode. Ninja Storm just didn't use the 2 Hurricane episodes that had it.
Unilaser.
This one was pretty cool. Instead of each Ranger having their own weapon, the Rescue Bird splits up into 5 accessory parts that each Ranger can use, then combined into one weapon that fires an energy blast. This one was perfect for functionality. Each piece can be used by anyone. Also, it has the bird mode. It's not useful for the show, but the toy version makes a good display piece. I also liked it because it makes use of the control grip, so you get additional uses with other stuff. My only complaint was that the toy line never gave you different control grips. You always got Red's one. So if you bought every Lightspeed weapon, you have like 4 copies, when they could have just had red for their sidearm, blue for Rescue Bird, pink for the V-Lancer, and so on.
Dino Spike.
A combo weapon that one person can throw. It can be formed into smaller sections and still do cool finishers. Anyone can use it. I really like the design. Very simple and sleek. Just the dinosaur suit logos plus the blades. Each piece is pretty compact so they can move around easier in Dino Steel mode. It would have been nice if Ivan's sword could have been attached to it like a front add-on. It could slide into the center and replace a drill front so that it could spin and shoot out electricity.
Canine Cannon.
The Canine Cannon is one of the few times PR just had one weapon for the team. I really like dogs. As a toy, he's a great display piece. For the show, while he's cool and I liked his focus episode, it kind of robbed the Rangers of main weapons. They have their sidearms, but that's it. I do like his design. The toy can stand up, sit down, very easy to transform. The black and white is plain, but works fine. I wish the toy had the strobing eye lights like the show did. Rick is also useful as being the show's weapon that can go out and help the team when they're outside their suits. Too bad Omega never sent his morphin powers into Rick, or the Shadow Saber could be used as a projectile.
Vortex Blaster.
This show takes place in the future. What can we do to make them feel different? Let's give everyone ridiculously huge guns. And that's why I love it. All 5 guns are interesting. They share very similar looks. Yellow and green are basically the same. Their V-weapons are PR's universe of the Smith & Wesson company. The Vortex Blaster combined looks great. It feels more professionally made. Everything is streamlined. It all fits together. And the shot of all the Rangers' helmets glowing while they fire is my favorite pose from Time Force. The toy versions really lack since they're very small, smaller than other season weapons.
Zeo Blaster.
My number 1 pick is, of course, the Zeo Blaster. I know I'm a broken record. Again, it comes down to Zeo's designs in general. I just love the shapes and all the Egyptian stuff around the season. They somehow got nunchucks to work with the combo. I really like most of the main weapons. Each one fits with their visor shapes. I still get a laugh when Billy was working on the toy version on the show. Besides morphers, season weapons are my second favorite part of the show. They come up with some really nice designs. Some kooky like Rick's, a transforming sword axe for Ryan, and I love when they can combine into other parts of their gear. If you can have things like the battle booster work with the thermal blaster, the season gets more points for me. I never like it when they release a weapon, but it has no purpose past one function or episode. What do you guys think of my picks? Do you agree the team combo weapons are the best, or do you like some of the other gear, like the V-Lancers? I'd like to know. And if you have a suggestion on a future top 10 you'd like me to do, leave a comment down below. For next week, I'll be talking about my favorite side characters.